नमः सर्वेभ्यः। हरि ओम्। अद्वैतचिन्तनवर्गे सर्वेषां स्वागतम्। ॐ वक्रतुण्डमहाकाय सूर्यकोटिसमप्रभा निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा। शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ॐ नमः परमर्षिभ्यो नमः परमर्षिभ्यः। भगिनी शान्ति मन्त्रम्
अस्तु महोदय। ॐ सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ॐ गुरुभ्यो नमः। अस्तु महोदय।
धन्यवादः। अपरोक्षानुभूति शंकराचार्य विरचिता एवं स्वामी विद्यारण्य मुनिना कृत्य दीपिका सहितं चर्चयामः। शोभा भगिनी प्रथमं श्लोकम् उच्चारयतु।
श्रीहरिं परमानन्दम् उपदेष्टारमीश्वरं व्यापकं सर्वलोकानां कारणं तं नमाम्यहम्।
धन्यवादः भगिनी। चांदनी भगिनी, disturbance from your side. अत्र दीपिकाया first paragraph is prakriya. Atra ayam prakriya which we started in the beginning, which is the maya karanam, and in that paricheda the shabdas which are being clarified till now are tam namami karanam sriharim paramanandam. All these words have been explained in the two paragraphs. Now the third and the last paragraph of the Vyakhyanam of Dipika is where we are now entering into. Atra Lalita Bhagini patati va? Your voice is very low. Your voice is not coming through properly.
Hello.
Hello.
Not coming properly now.
No, very feeble.
Very feeble, Bhagini. You've changed your headset or something, because last class everything was fine.
Right.
Now is it clear now? No.
Still very low. Volume is very low. Becoming clearer. It's becoming clearer now. But
Clearer.
Echo is there.
Some echo. I don't want to do it. What about now?
Yeah, now it's okay. We can read.
It's okay now?
Yeah, it's okay now.
Okay. Tarhi वैषयिक सुखवत् जड स्यात् इत्यतः आह उपदेष्टारम् इति आचार्यद्वार आत्मसुख उपदेशकं चिद्रूपम् इत्यर्थः इति अर्थः। ननु hello it's okay now?
Yeah, it's okay. That's okay.
Okay. Shall I read? Okay.
Yeah, continue.
ननु केवल आनन्दस्य कथम् उपदेष्ट्रत्वम् इत्यतः आह ईष्णम् इति ईष्टे असाव ईश्वरः ईष्टे असौ ईश्वरः विचित्रशक्तित्वात् सर्वसमर्थस्थं नमामि इति अन्वयः। एवमपि परिच्छिन्नत्वात् घटादिवदनात्मत्वं स्याद् इत्यत आह व्यापकमिति स्वसत्ता प्रकाशाभ्यां नामरूपे व्याप्नोति। स व्यापकस्थं परिच्छेदकस्य देशकालाद् मायिक देशकालाद् देहे that ha is not there, no?
देहः देशकालात् देहः दे विसर्ग।
ओके, देशकालात् देहे मायिकत्वात् आनन्दम् इत्यर्थः। सम्यक् वा?
सम्यक्।
ननु व्याप्य व्यापक भावेन आनन्दत्वं सिद्धम् आनन्दत्वम् असिद्धम् इत्यत आह सर्वलोकानां कारणम् इति अभिन्न निमित्त उपादानम् इत्यर्थः। सत्यं ज्ञानम् अनन्तं ब्रह्म आत्मानाम्
वंशी भगिनी वदतु।
आत्मा अनात्मानम् अभि विवेश इति भवति वा?
सत्यम्।
अनात्मानम् अभिसंविवेश इत्यादि श्रुतेः।
तर्हि वैशिक सुखवत् जडः स्यात् इत्यतः आह उपदेष्टारम् इति आचार्यद्वारा आत्मसुखोपदेशकं चिद्रूपम् इत्यर्थः। द्वारा आत्मसुखोपदेशकं चिद्रूपम् इत्यर्थः। ननु केवलानन्दस्य कथमुपदेष्टृत्वम् इत्यर्थः आह ईश्वरमिति इष्टो असौ ईश्वरः विचित्रशक्तित्वात् सर्वसमर्थास्तं नमामि इत्यन्वयः। एवमपि परिच्छिन्नत्वात् घटादिवत् अनात्मत्वं स्यात् इत्यतः आह व्यापकम् इति स्वसत्ता प्रकाशाभ्यां नामरूपे व्याप्नोति। स्वव्यापकत्वं परिच्छेदकस्य देशकालादेः मायिकत्वात् अनन्तम् इत्यर्थः। ननु व्याप्य भावेन अनन्तत्वं संसिद्धम् इति अत आह सर्वलोकानां कारणम् इति अभिन्न निमित्त निमित्तोपदान इत्यर्थः। सत्यज्ञानमनन्तं ब्रह्म आत्मा अनात्मा अभिसंविवेश इति श्रुतेः। Now,
Mahodaya, there's just a second. Can you just go back to the slide? That is previous slide. Nanu vyapya vyapaka bhavena anantatvam सिद्धम् इति वा असिद्धं भवति किल असिद्धमिति इत्यतः अस्तु अस्तु या प्लीज
Also the third line, it is Ishna. What is that? Ishvara is not.
Ishnam iti ishte asau Ishvaraha. Now he is he is defining what is Ishvara in that. Ishnam iti.
Ishna. Okay.
Tarhi Vishayika Sukhavat Jadaha Syat Ityataha Aha Ubadeshtrutvam iti Acharya Dwara Atma Sukhovadeshakam Chidruvam Ityartha. So here the objective happiness, sentient Jadaha, therefore one who advises as Upadeshtara is in the form of awareness. Chidruvatvam iti Acharyasya Atma Sukhovadeshakam. He is explaining his own Atma Sugam. So Chaitanya Rupatvam, Atmatvam Chaitanya Rupatvam iti Acharyasya Swabhavaha. Tat Karanena Saha Upateshtaram iti Katam Bhavati Vaishika Sukhavat Jada Syad. He is explaining all the objective happiness are sentient, insentient. Okay, then said that word insentient I have to add. Sukhavat Jada. And therefore, he is able to see them as objective happiness because of his Chitruvatvam which he has realized in Jesus. So he becomes he is the one who is fit for explaining because from his personal experience. Nanu kevalam anantasya katam upateshtaram ityataha aha ishnam iti ishte asau ishvaraha vichitra shaktitvat sarva samartaha tam namami ityannaya. Now, how then the exaltation of pure happiness is superior? How that one's happiness when he talks from his personal experience point is superior? Because he is a Ishaha. By reigning or being the master or controller of everything, he is the Ishvara. He is the Ishnam iti ishte asau. Ishte means here is the not desire. Ishte here means controller or the one who is a master or a ruler of Ishnam iti. That is how the Ishvara word is being exposed by described by Vidyaranya Muni. And why? Vijitra Shaktitvat Sarva Samartaha. Because of being Ishte, Ishvaraha, he is also possessing Vijitra Shaktitvat Sarva Samartaha. And because he is Sarva Samartaha, Saha Tam Ishwaram Aham Namami iti Anvayaha. Right? Now, evam api parichinnatvad gadativat anatmatvam syad ityataha aha vyapakam iti swasatta prakashabhyam namarupe vyapnoti swavyapakastvam parichedakasya deshakaladehe mayigatvad anandam ityartaha. Now, the question will come, if objects are parichinnaha, from the space when it is being limited by a gada, the space becomes a limited one. So, anandatvam, how does the anandatvam on the Isha, the Parameshwara comes with it? Vyapakam iti swasatta prakashabhyam namarupe vyapnoti. Swasatta prakashabhyam. Swasatta means by his own existence, and prakashabhyam awareness. Here prakasha should be taken as awareness. Abhyam namarupe vyapnoti. It is in the namas and rupas which we are experiencing, which is jadavat, parichinnatvat. Tat sarvam vyapnoti swaprakashatvat. satta prakashatva. Because of his own existence and awareness, he is spread throughout that nama rupatvam. Swavyapakastam. He is self in like the explanation what is normally given is like the oil in a seed. How the seed, you cannot see the oil separate, but it is entirely same. But even though the oil and seed are separate, that is only an example which is being seen. Or how the space has been spread everywhere and in everything, and all are inside the space as separate entities, but cannot be without space. So, Swavyapakatvam Parichedakasya Deshakalat. By space and time, Parichinnatvam Iva Bhavati. Because of that, space is never divided. But because of the space and time, I mean Desha Kala, the place and the time, we feel that there is a limitation on the objects, name and objects, and not name and objects may be appearing as separate, but their existence and separate awareness cannot be separated from adjunct entities. So if a pot is on a table, the existence which is there on the table for the table and the on the awareness of the table and the awareness of the pot and the existence of the pot on the table, there cannot be any antarala or gap in between them. It is pervading all through that, the awareness and the existence. And but at the same time, the pot is separately different and the table is separately different on which the pot is sitting. So that feeling, Mayikatvat, because of the Mayikatvam or the Vidya or the Ishwarasya Mayikatvam for the entire Jagat, therefore Ishvara is Anandam Ityartha. Therefore he is Anandam, means without an end. So if then can like a pot become an instrument in Anatma? All pervasiveness or pervaded means self-existence or self-fulfillance, that is Suprakashata Swasatta, or shining in shining as if all names and forms. All pervasiveness is caused by Maya. Even the perceiveness which we say Vyapakatvam can happen only there is something Vyapya Vyapaka Bhava. There has to be something in which you can, when that Vyapakatvam can happen, that has to be separate from the one which is pervasing through the pervaded. So that bifurcation or the dichotomy itself is caused by Maya. Because of that, if you don't feel that, when you remove that Maya effect on the separatedness, then it becomes Anantaha, in infinite, and appears and limited only when the Maya is being acknowledged or not understood properly. Nanu Vyapya Vapaka Bhavena Anantatvam Siddham Ityataha Aha Sarvalokanam Karanam Iti Abhinna Nimittovadanam Ityartaha. Now, if Anantatvam Siddham Vyapya Vapaka Bhavena, the Vyapya and Vyapaka are not separate entities, they are one and the same, so Anantatvam Siddham. So, Taha Sarvalokanam Karanam Iti Katam Siddhyati Abhinna Nimittovadanattvad. Abhinnam means separate. Nimittovadanatam. So now, for example, a pot is different from the potter. So the potter as a creator is separate from the pot. So the Bhinnatvam is asti, whereas here he is not a creator by creating something out, or Nimittavatanam with using something different from himself or the Ishvatvam. So Abhinnatvam Siddhyate iti karanat upadanam bhinnam nasti. Sahaeva jagat karanasya upadanam abhinna nimitta upadanam. So he is the cause and that's the effect. So because of that, that is why it is becoming sarva lokanam karanam. So because of that, sarva lokatvam siddhyate karanam, because nimittam upadanam upadeyam iti, there is no dichotomy. So he becomes a karanam for sarva lokanam, because if it is too separate, then he cannot be sarvatvam na siddhyati. So the karana sarva lokanam karanam happens because of the abhinna nimitta upadanatva. Now this is explained in the Shruti in the Upanishad. Satya jnanam anandam brahma atmanatmatvam abhisamvivesha. Satyam jnanam anandam are the words used as an inductive or indirect way of telling what is Brahma. It is Satyam, Sat. Jnanam is awareness, existence, awareness, and Anantam is infinite. Anantam or Anandam, both are being said for that thing. Both means the same. When what is Brahma? Brihatvat Brahma, because it is the biggest or the one which is everywhere. Sarva Atma Anatmatvam Abhisamvivesha, and it is by Atma, Brahma alone is becoming Atma and Anatma. Abhisamvivesha means is as inundated, as substratum for that. You cannot say inundated, but because the word abhisamvivesha is used, you can say how the milk spreads in the water or the water spreads in the milk when becomes abhinnatvam. So same way Brahma, even though the names and forms are appearing to be separate from his own Maya, by becoming the knowledge and awareness in each of every iota of Jagat, he has become abhinnaha from the Jagat. So Sarvam Khalu Idam Brahma, when you say, it is basically, it is explaining that Brahma has the appearance as Jagat, and when it is appearing as Jagat, it is Sarvam. When it is seen as Brahma, Ekatvam Anupashyata. So when you see it as a unified field or unified experience of existence and knowledge, then there is no separation. The name and forms are only attributions on the names and forms, on the truth, existence and the awareness. So this is the introductory paragraph and its explanation by Vidyaranya Muni. Now comes the second sloka. So before we go to the second sloka, we will take the question answers, if anything, on the first paragraph we will think that.
Mahodaya, can you go to the previous slide?
This one?
One second. There's another one also, right? Before this? No?
Yeah.
This one? Yeah, there's another one. Tarhi, you said, Tarhi Vaishayika Sukhavat Jadaha Syad Ityatah Aha Upadeshtaram iti Acharya Dwara Atma Sukhopadeshakam Chidrupam iti Arthaha. You said, therefore the objective happiness is sentient, and therefore one who advises self-happiness nature is of the awareness form. Here, the Vaishayika Sukham is Jadavat, Satyam, then how can he describe the ultimate happiness if he is getting only Vaishayika Sukham?
Now, see, here, why is he Atma Supatvena eva Vaishayika Sukhavat Jadavat Syat iti differentiation, he can do that.
Oh, that means you say one who has got the Atmananda knows that Vaishayika Sukham is different to Atmananda. That is what you meant here?
Yes, because the word Vat Atideshatvam, no? He is superimposing that Vaishayikatvam on the Jada.
Okay.
So that can happen only when Atma Sukha Upatesham Chidrupam he will think. Because of his experience of the awareness and the knowledge in everything. The so-called apparent Jada, he is at Vaishika Sukhavat, it is appearing as if objective happiness. But the objective happiness is not of the Jada, but is of Atma.
Can you please explain the last line? The objective happiness is not because
the
of Jada.
Objective happiness which is appearing to be of the object is not of the object, but it is of the Atma Sukham. Now, there is a fifth Brahmana of Brihadaranya Upanishad where Yajnavalkya and Maitreyi Samvada is there. So, Are Maitreyi Drishtavya, Shrotavya, Mantavya iti Nididhyasitavya. Then he starts Putraya Sarvastu Kamaya Sarvam Priyam Bhavati Atmanastu Kamaya Sarvam Priyam Bhavati. Now everything is appearing to be Priyam because it is Atmanastu Kamaya. For the Atma it is happiness. Giving the Atman's happiness is being projected on the object. Now for example, a parent superimposes the happiness on the child and the child becomes a source of happiness. That's what the parent thinks, or any object for that matter. We superimpose our happiness is on the object and think that the happiness is being given by the object.
Yes,
but the object per se is not either giving happiness or it is just an existence. The happiness is within us. So the Vaishika Sukham, the Sukham which is appearing to be in the object is actually Sukhavat. It is not the Jadasya Svabhava Nasti. Because of that, the Jada is, see, that is why the same object at different point of time can be happy or unhappy. Or at the same time, for one person it can be happy, the other person it can be unhappy. If the Svabhava of the Jada is to give the happiness, it should be the same at all times, at all persons, at all conditions.
Okay. Yes.
It doesn't happen.
Right.
So
right.
what does our experience says that we are deluded by the avidya or ajnana or maya, whatever the name we want to call it. That is the reason we think the objects are the source of happiness and our happiness is not understood. We think the happiness is in the object.
Okay, got that. Okay. But but how do we substantiate it, saying that material happiness is different to Atmanandam? Because there's always a conflict, right? Material happiness is temporary and Atmananda is permanent. But then you cannot differentiate if you say that Atmananda is what you're achieving by the Vishayam with the objects also. Then how do we correlate those both?
Because there is only one Ananda.
Okay.
In the whole world, there is only one Ananda.
Okay.
And that Ananda, when you make a Parichinnatvam due to the Upadhis,
yes, then
you limit the Ananda also artificially on the object.
Got that. Yes.
But all the time the Ananda is your Swarupa and your happiness is with you. And that happiness, by forgetting that happiness is residing in me and the objects are only being seen as objects but giving happiness. That confusion is what is called Maya or the Avidya.
But then I have a follow-up. I have a follow-up question. If you say if it's Atmananda from the object also, then it has to be permanent. It fades away by time, right?
That is exactly because the objects are not real, because they are all time deshakala nimittatvat.
Okay.
The objects which we are saying is not permanent, so you are assuming that the Ananda is also not permanent.
Okay. There's a catch there. Okay.
But the Ananda has been always permanent and it is residing in you. And so, but the moment you have that separatedness from you, the objects as an independent entity. See, let the objects have an entity of this thing, but they cannot have an independent existence outside the knowledge and awareness.
Yes, yes, okay.
That knowledge and awareness is common in the object as well as the one who is subject, who is objectifying the object.
Okay.
But what happens is that dichotomy which happens due to the subject-object division, we also divide the Anandatvam to be supposed to be existing on the object, not that of the subject.
Yes. As their Ananda Swarupa, that is what is being reflected, that is what you meant to say, right?
Yes.
Okay. Right. But if you say that every person should feel the same Ananda if they see the same object, but it does not give the same happiness to everyone.
Right.
So there, how do we correlate that?
Now, there the difference is because of the avidya levels.
Okay. Okay, that is the okay.
Yeah. So how much you are in the, how deep are you your avidya, or how thick is your ignorance, will be the reason because of which the same object becomes a different level of acceptance to different subjects. And for the same subject also, at a different point of time or different thing. For example, toys are a subject of happiness as a child, but the moment we become what you call an adult or adolescent or an old people, the toys are of no more source of happiness for that, no?
Yes, right.
But even as a child, the happiness which the child gets on the toys is also not separate from his own happiness.
Yes.
But the child cannot understand that because his buddhi has not developed.
That's avidya factor. Yes.
Right. But it continues in the adulthood and the old age if we don't understand the truth behind our so-called bifurcation which we are experiencing in the world due to avidya.
Mahodaya, so here the happiness or the unhappiness that's being projected onto objects, that has to do with the gunas also, right? The three gunas.
Three guna because
of that, our own vasanas, how we see things also.
Because the only instrument for us to cognize or acknowledge the separatedness of the objects from me is through the indriyas and the mana. So the quality of the mana and the indriyas will decide the what you call the apprehension or the acknowledgement of the object and its qualities. That is why for some people, some objects will be more dear. Some people, the same object may not be liked at all. Some may be totally what you call even unaware of existence of such source of happiness, even though they are seeing it or through their sense organs. But that will not give them happiness because it's not giving them the awareness of the existence and the knowledge of the object, because our sense organs were preoccupied with something else, or the mind is preoccupied with something else. And that happens because of the quality of the mind.
And that is the sattva, rajas or tamas gunas also coming into play.
Yeah, that you see, Shobha Bhagini, the reason why all these technical terms are used is only to make the mind, which is conditioned by the variations in the Jagat, to come to a conclusion, yes, there is sattva, rajas, tamas, and all the three gunas and manas and think. This is because from the transactional point, we have to come to an existential awareness. Then only we can detach ourselves from that place of the mind, or how the mind plays on our thought process or our awareness. So how to do that is the process of sadhana, and in the sadhana we are not learning something new. The Shamattvamasi, that example which I told you, the 10th person example, so it is already there in us. We are experiencing every moment. Bodham bodham pratibodha viditam matam amrutatvam hi vindate. So every moment of our awareness, what we are experiencing is our own awareness and existence. But we are so engrossed in the outwardness or the existence of the outward things, we forget that it is our own existence and our own happiness which we are experiencing. So for that, Avritta Chakshu Amrutatvam Ichan. You have to turn your vision inward. Inward, not in the sense of physical inwardness. The Swarupatvam of everything.
So here, normally, when we are always in awareness, it is just that untainted, pure Ananda, always, in everything, everywhere, because as you said, we don't even see anything different from our own self. But right. When we, through avidya, see this jagat, then this objective happiness comes due to other things as gunas, vasanas, and mano, buddhi, and ahankara, and all that.
Yes.
That is why it is different for different people.
Right. Even for us at different point of time.
Right. Yes.
So that example which I gave you in the chat regarding the sunlight and the objects being reflecting, which we call jiva and jada, is all the quality of the objects. But the sunlight per se has never differentiated between a shining object and a dark object without reflecting it. The very existence we acknowledge and we are aware that the dark object is there because of the light which we see from the dark object. But the one which is shining, we say that they are of pure quality and it is reflecting the sunlight as it is. So in the same way, the existence and awareness is in everything. When we see that what you call trasadi swabhavam, that pain and pleasure being exhibited by the body, we call it as jiva, one which has got life. But which doesn't show that quality, we call it as jada. But both jiva and jada is exhibiting the same existence and same awareness. The awareness of a jada and the awareness of a jiva is not different. But the quality which is exhibited by the jiva is different from the quality which is exhibited by the jada. That doesn't change in any way the amount of awareness and the knowledge we get from both these things. A cow which is moving and a rock which is standing, which is near that, both have the same awareness when we are aware of that. And same exhibition is being done by as far as the existence, and both are asti. And asti and that janati. These two are same for the pashu as well as the stone. But because the pashu is moving, we call it as a life. And the stone doesn't move, we call it as jada. But we forget that it is the same awareness and the existence which is being exhibited by both of them.
Yes.
Yes, Mahodaya. Dhanyavadaha.
Dhanyavadaha. Shobha Bhagini, श्लोकं उच्यति वा?
आं महोदय, प्रयत्नं करोमि. अपरोक्षानुभूतिः वै प्रोच्यते मोक्षसिद्धये सद्भिः एव प्रयत्नेन वीक्षणीया मुहुः मुहुः.
Astu. Once more. Now join together. Can you chant it as a slogan?
Yes. अपरोक्षानुभूतिर्वै प्रोच्यते मोक्षसिद्धये सद्भिरेव प्रयत्नेन वीक्षणीया मुहुर्मुहुः.
Now padacheda.
अपरोक्षानुभूतिः वै प्रोच्यते मोक्षसिद्धये सद्भिः एव प्रयत्नेन वीक्षणीया मुहुः मुहुः. अन्वयः वै सद्भिः अपरोक्षानुभूतिः मोक्षसिद्धये प्रयत्नेन वीक्षणीया मुहुः मुहुः एव प्रोच्यते. Indeed, those who are established in that truth, the immediate knowledge explains for those who want to attain self-realization by their own effort should scrutinize it again and again.
Okay. Now sadbihi prochyate. The siddhas, sadbihi, the siddhas or those who have attained, prochyate, they are announcing what? Moksha siddhaye vikshaniya muhu muhu. For the moksha siddhi, you have to analyze. Vikshaniya means here is to scrutinize. Vishesha ikshana taya. Muhu muhu means again and again. Vyaptyarthe. Again and again. Punah punaha. What is to be achieved? What do you do by that? It's aparokshanubhuti. By prayatnena muhu muhu vikshate chet moksha siddhai prapti bhavati yad aparokshanubhuti vai. That is indeed the aparokshanubhuti. This is the meaning of the sloka. What the Shankaracharya is mentioning here is that aparokshanubhuti is indeed the goal. Now how do we get to that goal is, those who have achieved it, they say that we have to scrutinize or analyze again and again everything what we hear from our experience. Then that will release you from the maya or avidya or the ignorance which is causing as the bifurcation which I told you. That Namaste Mani. So that separatedness can be removed only by scrutinizing and again and again. This is what the sadbihi uchyate. Right? Now that second sloka Vyakhyana starts from him here. Who will do the reading? Vamshi Bhagini?
Yeah, I'll try doing the first 3 or 4 lines, Mahoday. Then probably if we share it up, we can share it up.
Right.
Idanim prokshavat pravruttaya eva pravruttaya anubandha chatushthayam darshayan swachikirshitam pratijanite aparoksha iti वै इति अव्ययेन विद्वद् अनुभवं प्रमाणयति तथाचार्यमर्थः तथा आचार्यम् अर्थः। सम्यक् वा महोदय?
तथा अचायम् अर्थः।
तथा अचायम् अस्तु। अचायम् इत्युक्ते न जानामि। अस्तु, अचायम् अर्थः। अस्तु,
तथा च अयम् अर्थः इति वा?
तथा च अयम् अर्थः। तथा च
अयम् अर्थः। अस्तु, विद्वद् अनुभव प्रसिद्धया तत्त्वम् अस्मदीयम् वाक्यं श्रवण
विद्वत् अनुभव प्रसिद्धया तत्त्वं
स्यात्
तत्त्वमस्यात् इदं महावाक्यम्।
तत्त्वमस्यादि महावाक्यम्।
तत्त्वमस्यादि आदि इदं वाक्यं श्रवणजाप्रत्यग् अभिन्न ब्रह्म विषया वा? अस्तु, ब्रह्म विषया। यस् अस्तु। अपरोक्षानुभूति रक्षाणाम् इन्द्रियाणां परम् अतीतम्। अस्तु अस्तु, अग्रे करोमि। न तु शोभा भगिनी और ललिता भगिनी और someone else can do।
तत्र अपरोक्षानुभूतिः अक्षाणाम् इति अस्ति वा?
आम्, अपरोक्षानुभूतिः अक्षाणाम् इन्द्रियाणां परम् अतीतम्।
यस्
शोभा भगिनी।
I'll try महोदय, that's a long sentence। न भवति इति अपरोक्षम् इन्द्रियाधिष्ठान तत् प्रकाशत्वाभ्यां नित्य प्रत्यक्ष स्वप्रकाशात्मतत्वं तस्यानुभूतिः वृत्त्यारूढा खण्डता यद्वा रूढा अखण्डता यद्वा
This is the biggest sentence in that. Now, yeah, read it.
यद्वा अपरोक्षा च असा अनुभूति तो अस्ति तत्र। अपरोक्षा च असौ अनुभूतिः च इति अपरोक्षानुभूति विद्या अपर I need your help here महोदय। अपर पर्यायो ब्रह्म पर्यायः तत्र आगच्छति आगच्छति पर्यायः तत्र अस्ति ब्रह्म अब्रह्म वा
विसर्गः पर्याप्तः वा
पर्यायः ब्रह्म साक्षात्कार
किन्तु तत्र अकारः पूर्वम् अस्ति चेत् ओकारः भवति। अस्ति वा तत्र ब्रह्म
हर्षवर्णः अस्ति चेत् अपि भवति किल भगिनि?
ब्रह्म साक्षात्कार अस्तु ब्रह्म साक्षात्कार कारः तत् साधन ग्रन्थः grantho grantaha
Upanishad.
Upanishad
Grantaha Upanishad Chandavat Aparokshanubhuti Shabdena Upacharyate. Next one. Lalita Bhagini, want you read it?
Yeah, I'll do it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Jatiti. Jatiti. Tyavaloka. Jatiti.
Avaloka.
Jaditityavalokana.
Jatiti ayavalok. What is that? I don't know.
Jadityavalokana.
Avalokana matrena eva. What is that? Jatiti?
Uttamadhikarina.
Avalokana. Matrena eva uttamadhikarinam Brahma Atma Sakshatkara Karanam Grantha Visha iti Arthaha Anena Nitya Aparoksha Brahmatma Tattvam Visheshayoho Darshitaha Sah Prochate Prakashena Tattad Ashanka Nirakarana Purvakam Siddhanta Rahasya Pradashana Rupena Uchate Katyati iti arthaha Asmabihi Purvacharyaihi ityartat adhyaharaha.
See, why I'm giving this text as it is in the print is that I've scanned it and just typing it. That's why some spelling mistakes are happening. But this is how the book is presented to us for reading. Now from this, there are technical words and grammar, of course, which is the most important part of it. But most of them are Sandhi words, because except for some places where you will find Lopa Shakandesha and etc. or Sandhi that Okara is because of Hashicha, because of that rule. So otherwise, this is how we will have to, when we read a text, like whether it is a Bhashya or a Tika or Tikpani or any of the explanatory notes or commentaries by the Purvacharyas will be always in such complicated compound sentences. There will be Samastapadam, there will be Sandhis which will run into the thing. For example, with Aparoksha Chau Asau Swanubhuti Sutye Aparokshadubhuti Avidya Paryayaha Brahma Sakshatkara Stat Sadhana Grantha Upanishad Chanda Veda Chandavat Parokshanubhuti Shabdena Upacharyate. That one sentence is not given any break anywhere.
Yes, Mahodaya. Can I add to it, Mahodaya?
Right.
Yeah, recently Chamu Shastri has commented saying that why did they write Granthas like this is because they had Talapatra scarcity. So they had to really squeeze in the text as close as possible, and you have to fit in the slokas and all. So that is why that's a way of writing why they have written this way, it seems.
Right, absolutely.
Yeah, but
now,
we don't need to write this way. That's what he says. Don't make it too complicated. Let Sanskrit be easy. You don't join sentences. Write in a simpler way.
Absolutely. For public to appreciate the language and understand, we should make it as simple as possible. But yes, we cannot leave out the technical terms at the same time.
Yes,
that has to come there.
But if you have to read the old text, this is the only way. You have to know the Sandhi and Samasa.
Yeah, because this is what is available to us. Today nobody is writing for us in Sanskrit. No?
Yes.
It will be in either local language or some English translation.
And with such great depth. I don't think it's possible. They were visionaries.
Right, absolutely.
We cannot have that vision right now.
Yeah, you can imagine this. Even though he is not writing, he is telling this in his class. It is his students who are writing in Talayola, that Talavatram, no, and that too with a sharp instrument.
Ghanta.
Right, with a sharp instrument, he has to keep writing it because Acharya will not stop for you to make a correction eraser and
Yes.
control del and write the new word and all.
This shows that how good at Sandhis and Samastapadas we are finding.
Absolutely.
Yes,
and it was probably easy to chant and remember also.
Yes, Bhagini. That's
this way.
Yeah, but these Vyakyanas are the Dipika or what you call Bhashya is not chanted and by hearted. Those came down to us in the what you call the palm leaves. But the original slokas and sutras were chanted and remembered. So that is it, and we will go into the explanation of this sloka in our next class.
Yes, Mahodaya.
Any questions on today's class?
Mahodaya, that why in the shloka, what does it signify?
It is affirmative. Why means indeed.
Indeed. Is it a nipata, Mahodaya?
It's a nipata for what you call to show exclamation or affirmation in a sentence when you want to say an exclamation or an oh, when we say in English, same that yes. When we say yes as an affirmation, we use the word yes 2-3 times, no? So
and
that is an affirmative
nipata?
Way of saying. Nipatas are short, single or maximum 2 or 3 varnas added together to make a avyaya shabda, which is indicative of there is no translatory word meaning to word meaning for that, but it is an indicatory word.
That is what nipata means. Okay.
Nipata means
all the upasargas all fall in that nipata gana, Bhagini, because they are short. This is the terminology used in Sanskrit for samastapadas and all. The group ganas where they fall into nipatas, like the prati gana, then the other ganas also which fall, they're called nipatas because they don't have any specific meaning and they're avyaya padas and they're used to indicate such instances. Like aha is also a nipata, Mahodaya. Aha is
a nipata for uchyate or bru, uvachu, brute, all this, no?
Condensed forms.
Yeah, explained or said like that, or is the meaning for it, that different ways, or he said so.
Okay.
Yeah, thanks.
So for example, the word pra, it can be used as a upasarga also. It can be used also as a nipata. Same way ha, the word that ang is the real word, but we say a only because the n is not pronounced. But a is also a nipada when it is used in the sentences.
You can see the sutram, Bhagini, swaradi nipatam avyayam. That sutra tells what is the nipata, what is the swaradi gana. So just you can refer to the sutra so you can have a brief understanding.
What is the sutra again?
It's 1137, Bhagini.
Swarati nipadam avyayam.
Swarati nipada avyayam. Okay.
Okay.
That will give you what is nipata and all.
Astu, Chandu Mahodaya, Shanti Mantram.
Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः।
हरि ओम्। धन्यवादः।
धन्यवादः महोदय. Just let us know
धन्यवादः
if
महोदय।
done with the PDF file.